What up, everybody? It's Martin So. Welcome to a very special edition of Peak Your Mind. I got this badass chick with me today. She's going to teach you how to kind of take your passion, whatever it is you're passionate about, if it's a cause, if it's your own personal thing, and just freaking go for it. What are the steps you need to take to do that? So she's so freaking awesome. Homegirl is pre-med. She's been involved in so many organizations, raised a ton of money, and she's like one of my favorite people on the planet. So here is Jody.
Ditto.
Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Martin.
You're welcome.
That was a hell of an intro. I hope I can live up to that intro. That's gonna be my new goal in my whole life, is live up to Martin Sosa's intro of me on Peak Your Mind.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. Okay.
If you could, tell us a bit about your story and your background in terms of being involved in this line of work and all the cool stuff that you've been doing.
So I kind of fell into it. I started school and I wasn't really even sure I wanted to do school, to be 100% honest.
Yeah, I've been there.
I don't know. I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. So I was really into entrepreneurship and online business, and I was really interested in finance and how that worked. So I thought something cool and meaningful was microfinance at the time, which was going on in India with the Grameen Bank. And I thought, I want to find something meaningful to research and to work in. And since I already kind of was going that direction, I was like, okay, I'm going to go to India. Yeah. And I'm going to work on... I want to go somewhere where I can learn more about microfinance and micro businesses and rural entrepreneurship. Anyway, so I get there and I was like, I hate finance. I hate it so much. I hate it.
So over this.
I hated it.
Yeah.
So I liked the idea, and I loved seeing these women starting businesses, and I worked a lot with women entrepreneurs and how they can use the skills that they already have and how to build a supply chain and boring stuff like that, but I don't think it's boring at all. I love it.
Yeah, you love it.
Yeah. And but anyway, so I ended up working with a physician who she needed to figure out how she's going to get into more rural areas in Uttar Pradesh, which is like a region of India, and they have a lot of villages there that don't see physicians. So basically people lined up around their village to wait for this physician, and I've never seen anything like that in my life at that point. Like just people walking from all the surrounding villages to this one meetup point just to see the doctor. Wow.
So there's like a huge need.
Huge need. And she was filling it, and I felt really satisfied that we figured out how to do that. So that was kind of my first taste, but then we get to the last village of the day, and there's people, and there's this guy waving his arms. And I was just like, oh gosh, what is happening? And he's like, get out quick, get out. There's this woman in labor.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't understand any of this because my Hindi sucked. I knew hi, my name's Jody, and that was it. And then I was just like, oh, namaste, and that was it.
Namaste. Yeah. Sun salutations.
Yoga. Anyway, it was terrible. So anyway, he's waving his arms, and the doctor starts running, and she's like, I was like, okay, if she's running, this is serious, and she tells me to get some supplies from the truck. I'm like, I don't know what to get. So I get a towel, and I get the little go bag. Anyway, we walk in, and this woman's crowning, giving birth on the floor. It's a dirt floor. I died. I didn't know. I didn't know what to do. It was my first thing, and I had seen medicine all day, and I had been really into it. And I had helped her, passed her things, and seen how she interacted with her patients, and how, I don't know, just every second of the interactions between her and her patients, and being able to then diagnose and help somebody in that moment. I just fell in love. And I didn't think oh, I'm going to be in school for the next 20 years, or, none of that.
Think ahead,
I didn't even think I could do this at that point. But, and then seeing a live birth for the first time ever. Wow. Made me never want to have a kid. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't blame you. I would not want to go through that.
I mean, the chances of that happening are 0. Yeah. But it was so cool.
That's crazy.
I can't even believe it. Telling the stories almost sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, that's insane.
But so that's what happened. And when I got home, I started taking science classes, and I got really sick, which is why I got home early, but I did another trip, so it's all good. But working with her just kind of really sparked everything, and I have been lucky enough to be on trips with incredible people and gotten to know more about certain issues. And a lot of the times it's something very simple that anybody could do, or anybody could figure out. or if more people knew about it, maybe something could happen.
Yeah. So what would you say for someone who is just starting out, or they've had a taste of that, where they're like, this is a cause I'm passionate about, this is something I want to do, and they have like no clue where to get started? What would you say to them on how to get started, what steps to take? You know what I mean?
I think the most important thing is don't get overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, somebody told me something and it just really overwhelmed me. Like, but it's also true. It's the car crash thing. I don't know if you've ever heard of it.
I don't think so.
Okay, so it's like,
if
somebody, it's like an ethics problem. Like, if somebody was in a car crash down the road and like, you saw it happen, you would obviously go and help them.
Right.
But it's like, if that happened all around the world, like, are you still responsible for it? And then it's like, yes, you are. Basically was the conclusion.
You're responsible for every
And it's like, there's car crashes everywhere, like, metaphorically.
Yeah.
And it's overwhelming because it's like you're one person. So instead of thinking like, how can I save the world? Or like, I need to be useful for in this huge magnanimous way. It's like, try to find one small thing that you are like, hey, that could be better. And I think I have like the resources or the excitement or the time to try to figure out a way to improve it in some small way. It could be for one person, or you could figure something out that could be much bigger. But I think taking a step back from the overwhelm and just saying like, what's one little thing?
One small thing that's doable that I can do.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be overseas. There's so many things that could be better in the U.S. or in your neighborhood or in your family or anything. And also, it's just like, get it out there. Like, if you want to make something, make the smallest thing. My friend Jonathan Van does lean startup stuff.
Lean startup stuff?
Yes, and I wish I had a better intro for him. This amazing person. But anyway, the basic idea is like the smallest iteration and the least excess. I don't know, I'm totally butchering it. Sorry, Jonathan. But it's like, find the smallest version of what you want to do and just ship it. And get it out, which is the Seth Godin thing.
Just ship it.
And all these names and ship it out. Which you do.
These awesome people, for sure.
And it's like, just do one little thing and then it'll snowball or it won't work and then you'll move on to the next one.
Just kind of test it out, right? Like put it into action, see if it works, see if it like swims or sinks.
And if it doesn't, change it a little and try again.
I like that. And try again.
And then try a new idea.
Do you think that's another huge key, is just like perseverance, like consistently going after it, whatever it is you want?
Yeah, because some things I've done have not worked at all.
Yeah.
And I won't go into like a lot of them, but there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
I think this is another thing, like if you're going to try to start something.
Yeah.
You cannot do it by yourself.
I think that's huge. Yeah, I think a lot of people get caught up in that, either because they feel like no one will want to join in with them, or their ideas are stupid, or they don't believe that they can do it.
Yeah, and this is about anything. It doesn't even have to be like a nonprofit project or a social good project. It's like anything that you want to do, it can't be done in an isolated way successfully, in my opinion. And if it's something that you're super excited about, I think other people would be excited about it. I don't know. It kind of rubs off.
Totally rubs off.
And then you kind of feed on each other, and something happens.
Yeah.
Like, it would have just been me in my room being like,
I hope so.
I was like, please, like, I need to figure out how to do this, you know? And I kind of had a moment.
I'm sure, yeah. I think we've all been there. How am I going to do this?
How do you go from, like, idea to actually making something
Totally. I think that's huge. What do you think is, like, the biggest key in doing that? Like, going from that and, like, overcoming that doubt of, like, how am I going to make this happen and make it a reality, not just an idea in my head? Tell somebody? Like, have someone hold you accountable?
Tell somebody. Yeah. I think if you have an idea by yourself, you can walk around with that one idea until you die. It'll never happen. You have like your one great idea and you're like sheltering it. You don't want to tell anybody, but
and then all of a sudden you see someone else make it happen.
Or
you're like,
see that was my idea. Like, that was my idea, and everyone's just like, no, it wasn't. Or it's just like, tell one person about it and then tell another and see. Something happens when you tell somebody too, because like, the more you tell what you're going to do, the clearer it becomes in your head. Yeah, I've definitely
found
that. And then it's public, and then it's like, wait, weren't you going to do that?
And you have like the cool people that hold you down will do it. Totally.
I think starting anything is really scary. No matter what it is. I think it's terrifying. I really do.
No, really though, to put your
But to be vulnerable in that way, where you say, I don't know, Seth Godin has this like good thing that he says like, here I made this. And anytime you say that, it's so scary because it's like you worked really hard on this thing and you want to keep it to yourself.
Totally.
But then you're like, here, I made this, like, judge it.
Judge it. Is this going in the fridge or in the trash?
Exactly.
Yeah,
and you just hope people like it as much as you, and you hope people are as excited about it.
Totally. Yeah, there's totally like a vulnerability there.
It is. But in order, if you do that, and then you do it again, and you just keep doing it, and keep going for it in that way, it's just, everyone you learn from, and everyone gets better and better, unless it sucks, and then you just throw it away and do it again. You know what I mean?
Unless it sucks, yeah.
But it's just, just going for it.
Just
and inviting that it's hard, but it's necessary.
Yeah. So, what are you up to, Nate, these days? Like, do you have any projects going on now, or what are you doing?
So I just got back from Haiti, and I love working in Haiti. That was another thing. So I got back from India, and one thing I did was got my EMT license. So I'm a medic now, which is amazing. Shout outs to the EMT program.
Shout outs to that.
At OCC. Anyway, so fast forward, and I went again. So that was a few weeks ago.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
just getting back. Just got back, and actually moved to LA the day after I got back from Haiti.
Really? Oh my gosh. Yeah.
So I got back from Haiti, and we were there, and we saw about 150 to 200 patients a day.
Wow.
So we would just work. And it was a lot of fun too, but we saw lots of patients. And so a few of the translators and lab technicians who are working there, I was talking to them, and we hang out with them after work, and they were talking about how they were starting nursing school, but they couldn't afford to go, and it's so expensive, and blah blah blah. And so Partners in Development, who runs the clinic in Blanchard, sponsors a few of the girls to go to nursing school, and they asked Dr. Siskin, like, hey, would you be interested in paying for nursing school? And I thought it was insane. Because I'm a student, like I'm ready to see, like, and I'm like thinking of my tuition bills, like in the 20 grand area, or like any of my friends' tuition bills are like, we're all in debt for school. And I'm thinking they're asking for 20 grand right now, like so casually.
Like, chill, like whatever.
Anyway, so it turns out it's $360 a year, which is $180 a semester.
It's like nothing.
For nursing school. And if you think about what that means is, like, for $360 a year, this girl gets an education, is employable. In Haiti, the unemployment rate is nuts.
Really?
It's absolutely crazy. And there's a huge need for medical care. And at one hospital, they even have it staffed completely by Cubans.
Really?
Because there aren't enough Haitian-trained healthcare staff.
Wow.
So, which I thought was nuts.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so anyways, they're trying to go, so she gets a job, and she gets to treat patients in her area, and she gets to do, they were talking about doing birth control campaigns or family planning campaigns, about health education campaigns, about like baby classes, like how to have a healthy baby, everything.
So just
and
like everything,
it's such a ripple effect for what these girls can now do if they're given this education. So I heard that, and I let it stew a little bit for a few weeks when I got home after I slept off my trip and moved. And I was like, this is, like, this, we can do this. There's 5 of them. There.
There's only 5 students?
Nursing school. That I know, that I met. And that PID would probably want to sponsor way more, but I was like, I can do 5 maybe.
Like 5 is a doable thing, right?
And I didn't actually add up. I didn't actually add up, like, the total of, like, 5 times 4 years times 360 until after I was like, I think I want to sponsor 5 people. And then I was like, oh, that's like $7,000. And I was like, I don't have a plan. But it's doable. It's just,
Okay, so how can we, so for that Haiti project that you were talking about, how can we get involved, or how can other people get involved if they're passionate about that, if they want to learn more, or they want to donate? Where can they go to check that out?
So you can go to higheredhaiti.com.
Sweet.
And
we'll link that up.
Cool.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and we're actually, so we've been doing it for like 2 weeks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
2 weeks. And we're at like over 40%.
Dude, it's awesome.
Of the goal.
I love it. So
like
stoked.
the first 3 days, I think we already had like $2,500 or
yeah,
something.
Yeah, it's cool. I love it because
it was crazy.
Yeah, it's like something so small makes an impact. You know, you don't have to necessarily go to Haiti, but you can be a part of making a difference in someone's life who normally wouldn't have the opportunity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love that. And I think that, especially in this community where we're not just stoked on improving ourselves, but how can we contribute, make a difference in other people's lives. So I love it. Yeah. I love it. So if you were to leave our viewers with like just a message or like just something, like a good old nugget, what would that be?
That's tough. Okay, I think the most important thing is to just try something and to be really excited about it and see what happens. And just to choose something that you care a lot about and just figure out a way how to do that thing and just go for it.
Just go for it. Yeah. Just go for it. Find what you're passionate about and do it. You know? I love it. Awesome. You're the best. Thank you for coming on. I love you.
Love you too. Can I hug you? That's so awkward. We don't
I know
shake
you like
hands.
you like did the cut off handshake. Yeah, I'm like you're like a lady.
Thank you very much.
I love you.
I just adopted a dog. He's so cute. His name is Patch, and he has one eye.
What did you want to name him before that?
Mr. Winky.
I love it.
What's that thing called?
Chocolate. Corn.
You're standing on, you're yelling. Anyway, you're just making a big
I got the visual. I
can't.
You're doing great. You're doing great. No, you're doing great. You're doing great.
I love you so much.
You guys are awesome.
Okay.
Oh goodness.
So making it into the final cut.
Yes, it is.